Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Upper left-hand corner, we got Doodle, the Dark Horse himself, starting as the red Protoss. Upper right-hand corner, we got Pandor starting as the blue Terran. This is on Citadel. Upper bracket, round 2, and should be a good matchup. So Doodle, I know Doodle's a great player. I have not seen Pandor's play out there. However, I have heard reports out there that you have the triumvirate, the new triumvirate of Erdmon, Semi, and Pandor that have been scaling up the ladder. Lador. I wanted to say the OR there. By the way, still experimenting with audio settings. I might try to adjust them a little bit more. My mic's been cutting in and out. I have no idea why. And I don't know if it's the mic dying. I don't know if it's some sort of software. I don't know if I'm just like moving my head a little bit and that's creating some sort of issue. It's just very, very frustrating. But let me know if the audio is okay here, and I might do some additional adjustments here and there to try to improve it. I thought I had some decent settings, OBS updated, and then it all goes to hell, like it always does. Anyway, but Pandor, I'll be interested to see his play, and I think Doodle's a pretty good test overall. Doodle going for the in-base gateway, which I think he's gonna, I think with this, he's more likely gonna try to skip that initial zealot and go for a Dragoon to start. Pandor also going for an in-base barracks. Nothing too crazy. Both players playing a little bit more conservative here. I think Pandor, well, we'll see if he goes for gas fed. What the meta right now is 3 Marines Vulture in the space of this. It is a larger map. I'm actually a little bit shocked that neither player is kind of exploiting the fact that it's 4-player and larger. But with this build order, if Doodle does in fact skip that first zealot, so we got the cybernetic score down. We'll see if he we'll hover here to see if he invests that 100 minerals. I feel like that initial zealot oftentimes can punish more. It keeps you a little bit safer and against some of the off-timing pushes, and I think it's also it also provides some support to punish Terran when they're being a little bit economically greedy in the early game. But SCV making its way out, it gives you more options to do that. It's not like a guarantee or anything. But it looks like, yeah, I believe Doodle's just going to do a full skip, and both players scouting each other right off the bat. So Pandor getting eyes on the gateway. He's hanging out to see if that zealot pops out as well. And Doodle going for the attack on the Marine, softening out a bit, and we do in fact see he didn't get as much information as he was hoping for, though. We only have a single SCV on gas, so I do believe this is going to be a Vulture follow-up. 2 more Marines are queued up, and Pandor holding at that natural expansion. First Dragoon is a very quick upgrade to range as well. I like Doodle's play when he gets aggressive with the initial Dragoons, and I think it's actually important to do on this map, because getting Vultures out on this map and getting mind control out on, not mind control, but mind control out on the field can be very, very important for Terran. 1, for information, 2, to delay that third, and 3, to just know what position you're in and kind of get a little bit more purchase after the factory follow-up. So getting Dragoons at the natural expansion, forcing that bunker, and getting some initial damage on that Vulture to potentially negate or slow down those mines can be a big win. So Doodle getting that Dragoon out towards the front as rapidly as possible. We do have that command center being built. No bunker as of yet. Range is not yet finished, so this Dragoon's playing a little bit risky, but keep in mind one of those Marines was heavily damaged. That one in the middle. Pandor kind of cycled it back, but here comes that first Vulture. And I think Doodle's looking for that, trying to bait that Vulture out, but also look for the timing of it, and he wants to mirror the movement. Yeah, there it is. Able to miss that shot right there. But wanted to tack a little bit of damage here. Did get that Nexus up. The SCVs remained untouched. And Doodle's still microing against this on the front. Nice little stutter step. Able to get some damage done. And wow. And got the second Marine because of the earlier damage with the probe. And so now it's an empty bunker, and that Vulture's out of position to provide some support. Might be able to get the... So it gets a probe kill, which is a little bit of something. But the Dragoon blocking... A Marine looks like it was able to sneak in the meantime. The Dragoon took some damage, wasn't able to kill the SCV building that command center, though. So the disaster averted, honestly, on Pandor's part. Could have been a very, very delayed command center. In the meantime, mines being researched. I'm not sure I like mines being researched given the position, but a siege tank will be out momentarily, because once this SCV's down, I guess that's part of this is having that. That's why it's so important to get that Vulture out there and have it healthy. Is because just that threat tends to pin... Wow, that SCV stayed alive actually for a long time to see the 2-gate follow up. And also, I think it spotted the Robo, by the way. Just that threat keeps those Dragoons back, and that means you're not having to deal with the constant barrage of attacks on that front door, which makes it a little bit less important to, you know, have siege check those things. But now that Dragoon's been caught at the 9 o'clock, and that's before those mines were upgraded. So I don't know if Doodle's going to capitalize on this and try to press towards the front, because he doesn't know at this stage if any additional vultures snuck out, but that's 3 less mines he's going to have to deal with, and very likely a faster third if he wants that option. Pandor wanting to apply some additional map pressure, recognizing, okay, I don't have a vulture out there, I don't have a clue what's going on, is moving out. This is very risky on his part, moving out 3 Marines and a siege tank. And this is against he's just hoping he doesn't get caught with this, and we'll see how this works out. Okay, 2 siege tanks. This is still very risky, depending on how micro goes. Only 3 Dragoons moving out. Doodle's still holding some back. He's going to hold that upper spoke. So Pandor might catch him a little bit by surprise. A vulture making its way forward, going to drop some mines in the space of this. The observer making its way to check that natural expansion is going to see that second refinery. Some mines now dropped on that spoke. And Pandor, getting the better part of this. Also, Doodle having to back up. And some nice mine planted out on the front. The observer's right there to pick a little bit off, but this is kind of the trouble now. And some nice micro by Doodle to go ahead and fan out. Yeah, it's just a hard micro situation. Those Dragoons are now going to be able to hunt those siege tanks. The observer is probably going to be able to make its way out and clear as well. So yeah, honestly, this was my concern for Pandor, is you really have to micro that extremely well and get the mines covering. Oh, but a vulture run by, and that's going to save the day. Okay, actually maybe not, depending on Doodle's heads up, where it looks like a defensive pylon drop, lost a few workers, but he's created a good amount of so Pandor doing a good job creating a little bit of havoc there. Doodle's going to drop that 3rd base. He donated the initial 2 siege tanks. He's continued to apply pressure here. Is he going to go up to, let's see if he goes up to 5 factories or not. He's got some mines out the way, but that siege tank count has been really slowed down. He's got next to no defenses at his natural expansion. Doodle still hasn't scouted that yet. Some mine coverage, but honestly, it wouldn't take much for Doodle to press forward, go ahead and clear that mines, and just have some Dragoons encapsulating this outside exterior area. We have siege tank upgrading, engineering bay getting dropped to worry about. I don't think it'll be a minute before Weavers are out in the field. Looks like gravimetric speed being upgraded, but Pandor just applying a lot of aggression here. Nice defensive pylon last second. That probe is going to be on the exterior, but gets at least a Dragoon kill, and it is able to confirm that 3 o'clock base is underway. Now Doodle making a move on. Does he have the observer discipline? Okay, yeah, it looks like he does on that corner. Dropship in the space of this that I missed. What? A dropship was the last thing I expected to see. So now we got a single siege tank trying to defend the whole lot of this. Dragoons are trying to hunt down the vultures. Did they get wind of that dropship? They might have seen that dropship. There's a single mine out here, by the way, which might create some havoc for Doodle. Otherwise, the observer is sneaking up and is going to see 5 factories in the space of this. So Doodle knows he needs. Oh, this could be bad. Okay. Well, it looks like he was able to snipe it, so it wasn't as bad as it would have been otherwise. But dropships making the way up. It looks like Doodle didn't see the dropship. He's only got, well, never mind. He's got 4 Dragoons making the way back. So one worker killed right there. The gas picked off. Nice snipe there by Pandor. So at least he gets 2 workers. But honestly, with the delay of siege tanks, this was going to have to be a lot more effective than this to be worth it, in my opinion. Although he has gotten to the natural expansion, how much more is he going to get? Good value. I don't know what the siege tank thought it was doing. So it's going to get wide. This was a bad rally or a bad control group here for Pandor. So that siege tank's going to get picked off as well. The observer spun. I'm curious how this is going to work, honestly, because so we got another dropship grouping up. We got a Wraith at the 12 o'clock as well. Pandor is next to, so he's got 2 siege tanks, a supply depot, and a turret to try to defend the front. He is making his way towards +1 weapons. Doodle sitting back, just macroing. He's got some zealots to go for the zealot bomb. I missed the observatory, actually very nearly getting wiped out between all of this, by the way. 2 more gateways getting dropped. Actually, Doodle only running off the 4 gateways. We'll see if he ends up in trouble with this, because this is going to be 6 factories. And if Pandor, he's at a healthy worker count for 2 bases, I presume he's not planning on doing anything past this. The observer making its way deeper in confirms the 6 factories. So Doodle knows it's basically going to be an onslaught. It's going to be up to him to kind of defend it. And if he does defend it, Pandor potentially will peter out effectively. A little bit of a supply block, by the way, for Pandor. The dropship moving up to the 9 o'clock location. We already have a cannon. And, well, we got 2 zealots there to provide a little bit of additional defense. Second cannon warping in, so might get some value out of this. So a single drop. Vultures trying to... looks like they noticed the pylon were in there. The Reaver making its way across for Doodle to provide some support. And a decent pull. So Doodle able to... lost another probe here and there, but mostly able to nullify the attack. The Wraith patrolling across that natural expansion, by the way, was... let's see if it moves out on the field to try to engage that shuttle. I heard a siege tank somewhere around here. Where was that siege tank? Maybe he's at the wrong position. So Pandor's starting to move out. He's got +1 weapons. The observer sees it though. And Doodle's starting to gather up. He's got a 20 supply lead. He's got 2 Reavers. He's got shuttle speed. He's got zealot leg speed. He's already actually upgrading +1 weapons, which suggests, okay, I missed this. We got the Stargate. That actually shocks me. That's a big, maybe he's just not respecting the siege tank count in the space of this, which I don't blame him really. This is considering how many have been bled off and how few siege tanks there have been because of the investment in dropships and other exterior tech. Effectively, we've got 6 siege tanks total. So I think Doodle is not concerned with a +1 weapon siege tank army that is anemic as far as like the set piece of Terran battles is what's happening here. So I think he's feeling more comfortable going into a carrier swap as a result of that. But Pandor building a 3rd base out on the front. It could be this is Pandor's answer. So often I'm actually surprised to see the command center being built not on site at the 12 o'clock. And even just to see command center being built at all, to be honest. I was expecting Pandor off the 6 factories to go for a push. Especially considering I think he paused SCV. So maybe this is just kind of the emergency out. He recognized he doesn't have enough, and so he's just trying to build towards a later stage game. That's one thing Terran have been doing lately, is building more factories in the mid game, looking to see if their opponent is showing any vulnerability, and if they are, playing from there. And then if not, they transition into this where they're going for a quick 3rd. Doodle getting lucky, honestly, with these mines here. But Doodle's kind of, oh, get out of there, buddy. Wraith gonna hunt this down, but Doodle's kind of able to save a Reaver there, but might be able to get some Goliaths. The Dragoons making their way up to go ahead and save that Reaver in this space. But Doodle kind of bypassing that problem altogether. He's like, okay, if you're going to do that, if you're going to go to 6 factories and not push into me with your the siege tank count, looks like it has gotten a little bit healthier here. Still not where you want to be at the 13-minute mark. This is off 2 factories as well, or 2 machine shop, I should say, as well. But and did I miss another drop? I think I might have missed another. I think that's just a returning dropship. So Doodle's still at a healthy worker count. He's got a 40 supply lead, and a lot of that supply is turning into carriers. I think this is his answer to what Terran have been doing recently, which is, okay, you go 5 factory, you go 6 factory, you try to press into me, and then you go for a hard stop and a press. Once that ends up not being successful, okay, I'm going to test that. And that gives me, knowing that you're not going to press into me after you've tested my initial defenses and shown that I have enough to deal with you, I'll just transition immediately into carriers. And because you're going to be thinking about expanding into your 3rd and securing that, I'm going to have time to make my way across. And the Pandor, I'm not sure that he got the ComSat flurry to confirm it as well. I don't know that he got a look at the cybernetic score. I like the placement, actually, the cybernetic score back here in the space of that. Actually to deny that. And also critically here, this observer sees these 6 factories and kind of what's coming out of them in the background here, and hasn't seen a surge anyplace else. The Zealots, I'm looking for just a single Zealot to run through and start going for, because it looks like the Dragoon's going to do it instead. But Dragoons to the south. Doodle doing a good job. So one thing Protoss don't do sometimes in the space of going to carrier is they don't present a threat of an army. And so oftentimes it gives Terran the impression that, oh, okay, you're light on troops, so not enough happening there. Nexus by the going to the mineral only here, bottom left. We do have some probes making their way that direction that will be spotted by Pandor via the spider mines. Did he yeah, so ComSatted, confirmed the base. But regardless, what Pandor has not spotted is this, and the carriers are already in sufficient numbers to be a significant threat. Dropship able to, looks like they got 2 Dragoons and a probe, which is something, but this is the bigger problem for Pandor right this second. So moving up, he does have, well, he's got 4 Goliaths and a Wraith, and I don't think that Wraith even has cloaking. Yeah, it does not have cloaking. The Reaver making it, the double Reaver with the shuttle making their way in as well. So this is going to be a completely wrecked main, and this is right as, actually never mind, looks like Pandor pulled off the mineral line here to provide a little bit more emergency resources down the line. But point being, he doesn't have a lot to work with as far as a timer, as far as the resources that are left to him. So he really does need to hold and secure this 12 o'clock location. So Doodle at max supply with, has cleared out the Goliaths, is I think ahead in the overall upgrade era battle. Collect a spider mine right there. Yeah, he's got +1 weapons, and +2 weapons is not that far away. Versus +2 and 0 armor, by the way, in the space of this. So all the SCVs gone, most of the SCVs gone. Doodle gonna ignore it, making his way out, starting to hunt the siege tanks, recognizing that Pandor fielding that army. Pandor diving bottom left first, rather than to the natural expansion. The Zealots careening forward. This is the engagement Pandor kind of wants, actually, minus the fact that he doesn't have sufficient anti-air. So the Vulture's able to clear out a lot of those Zealots. They weren't put to bear on a lot of the Dragoons, but the secondary problem, though, he still ends up bleeding what few siege tanks he had, and as a result, Doodle taking firm control. Nice bonus, though, bleeding off all those Zealots at the very least, because that's a small win. Having fewer Zealots is definitely helpful. Reaver's still here, by the way, at the 12 o'clock, getting some damage done. How many kills does this guy have? 16 kills and counting. And in the meantime, Doodle not missing a beat, continuing to expand to the bottom left-hand corner just to make sure he's closing it out. And now, I don't think Pandor has a siege tank right now. Yeah, Pandor is building Goliaths, but he needs something else to support this. The Dragoons plus the carriers is disastrous. So GG from Pandor right there. Game 1 goes to Doodle. Well played by him. Don't feel like that was my best commentary, but let me know how the audio came out regardless. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening.